I'm really contorting my body here. Get your seat of the corn clean. You know, bars don't go clear into here, or they don't lay over here. They're very small on horses and on ponies. Now I'm getting to where I can start mapping and trimming the foot. I can also trim up my frog while I'm here. See, you don't want all that stuff, all that white stuff. I know I'm going to be taking my heels down, so I'm just going to trim off some of that frog. And I'll trim off more by the time all's said and done. Okay, I got to take a break. Okay, so you map a pony's foot just like you do a regular foot. Now, one thing I want to show you is the back of her foot here, how this goes up like this. Her bulbs back here should be just as relaxed as a big horse's, full and round, but they're not because the side of the wall has grown up too high into them here and is smashing them. So our purpose here is to start growing that out. Now, I don't know if I'm getting any of this, but again, this should not be so boxy in the back of her foot, and her bulbs should not be going up like this. They're doing that because they've been shoved up by the wall and by the bars. Now, her bars are defined right now, but when I got her, they were just real long and laid over and blended in with the sole. Okay, so my purpose, what I want to do on this foot is I'm going to map it just for trimming. And then I'm going to do, because I need to show a friend of mine how to straighten out her horse's hoof, I'm going to do perhaps a rocker toe and a rocker heel to try and get the coffin bone more level in the foot and the torque off the toe. Okay, now let's put this down. Quit it. Okay, when you're mapping a pony's foot, it's the same as big horse's foot. And remember that the mapping process is not where you necessarily cut to. It's showing you where you're at and where you're going. Now, her periopal flaps are long and loose. That means that this foot has come down some. And so what I'm going to do is on her right now, I'm not going to measure the back of the foot. I'm just going to make a mark right above the periopal flaps of where I'm going to take my heels to. Quit nibbling on me. Okay. Now that will be where I take my heels to. Just see how I marked right above the periopal flaps here. Now, pony's foot is measured like any other horse's foot. You want to find the center of the foot. Unfortunately, we can't measure a full inch back, I do not think. So I'm just going to trace these bars right down to about here. I'm going to look at the quarters, which run from the tip of the frog to here. And then I'm going to go in the center of that. And there's the center of the foot for this pony. Okay, now I need to get my handy dandy measuring stick. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Let's get a little closer here. Okay, now, on big horses and little horses, you see this central sulcus here? You're usually going to find that right in the center that is going to agree with your marks here on the side, and you can draw a straight line over like that. Now, I want to measure, let's see, this ruler's so marked up, from this line to here, to this line right here, the center of the foot. Then I want to take this from there to right here. Now, don't you bite me, you little snot licker. Okay, so my foot is basically a relatively good length, but the problem I have is that the internal foot is different. And I really want all the leverage off of this toe so that it quits torquing the foot, the toe capsule forward. And of course I'm going to take my bars down nice, take my heels down, and then I'll show you how to rocker a toe. Okay, so we're going to leave that like that for a second. I'm going to get the rasp and take it down. Maybe I'll do it with the grinder. That's so much easier. Okay, but you can see the dimensions here. Half from here to here and the same distance from here to here. This is where this sole should end. And so you don't want any leverage on the toe area here. This is about where the wall should end too. But as you can see, her walls have grown down and need to come back a little. Anyway, I'm gonna get this straightened out. Hold on. Okay, now, as you can see, I've marked my heels right above the periopal line. But there's something that people do when they're bringing back heels that messes them up. They wind up not taking back this part of the foot, taking down this part of the foot the way it should. You know, so when I'm done, my heel should have been taken off like that. That much will have been taken off on both sides. Again, you've got to remember to get this part of the foot down, the hoof wall. And I'll show you why. Watch. First I'll just do it with the rasp as if I'm looking. See, usually you're back here, you're looking at your lines, and you're bringing it back. You're bringing the heel back because the foot grows forward. So as you're rasping down, you're also bringing it back to this line, the base of the frog here, the base of the foot. So I'll take this and I'll start coming back. Ow. Hold still, Jackie. Okay, now, I want you to notice that I've got the heel, the very tip of the heel, back to that line. Okay, but look, I still haven't got this part of it. So what I've got to do, which is really hard here on this little pony, I'm going to sit down here and hold the foot like this. I've got to get from here over to here. Okay, I hope you're seeing this. Okay, so I'm going to bring my rasp over to the side like this. Now see how I'm starting to come down into my line here? I hope you're seeing. Hope this is all not to no avail. Now I haven't come any lower back here, but I've lowered it from here into here. See there? Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. First I'm going to bring my little heel back. I wonder if you can see that. Let the rasp do the work as much as possible. Okay, I'm checking to see if I'm down. Now see, I'm already down at my line over here. But that means my heel is like this. Okay, now I have to get the side of it. Now I'm not wanting this to go any lower, right at the very base. So I'm not going to hit that with the rasp. I'm hitting the side. See how I'm not hitting that? very edge of the heel. I'm getting it from here to here. I'm going to go ahead and, there. Now I'm just going to flatten out this whole foot. I'm going right down to the sole with the wall. You'll tell when you hit the sole because it'll make a little mark, which is okay if you make just a little mark on the ridge of the sole. Quit. I'm going to come in here. This is a hard part to get right here. Okay, now you can kind of tell that I've okay, there we go. Let's take a look at that. Okay, quit it. God, she just wants to mess around. Okay, now I've got my heels right down to my marks here, and plus I've made sure to come all the way over here, going both ways, to level this from here to here, to level it from here to here. I'll look at my heel and I see that I could take just a tad off of this one to make it level with the other heel. And there I go. That's the initial trim there. I've still got more to do. I've got to trim on my bars some more, and I'm going to do a rocker toe on this pony, and I'll show how that's done.